So the year as whenever this was aired, or actually not aired, was recorded. I was in a fucking here in Lawrence Street, Rollway. If anybody wants to know where I'm at, you know, and fucking I thought I was actually, but it just so happens like I don't know my so-called my so-called father or Marina, my so-called mother told me to do something. I had to go somewhere. I think I went to Elizabeth, and it took me a little bit longer to get back home. And I was like, something's fucking up, And especially I didn't sense it. See, when it happens, when these individuals, Andy, Dick over there, Pamela, the rest of these fucking people on the panel, or whoever Viacom, wherever it is, I think it was like in New York or something like that, you know. It must have, unless I was, in California at that time, because I was in California, I didn't even know I was. It's not like I'm demented, degenerate or some shit. But the thing goes, I came back home and I looked at the clock when I think I pulled out when I was driving, and it's like that much. It took me to like get from Elizabeth to Rollway, and it was just I went in the kitchen and there's all these people fucking Andy Dick over there was my so-called mother. That's how I saw Andy Dick. I mean, that's how he switched, and that's when and there's a certain person like actually no, it wasn't. It was like Vlasky. I think it was Gojina Vlasky. I think that was that's how I saw Andy Dick. And my mother was saying when he went and touches her like that, I was like, what the fuck are they doing, man? I was just staring. I was like, and I was sitting in the kitchen and I could see them like in front. But I could kind of hear it, but it was just like very. I don't know. Remember how I heard it. And then whoever Andy Dick was came over and just and put his hand like that, and I fell. In the video over there they cut it. It was online years ago. I told people I'm gonna sue the fuck out of Viacom. I know I wouldn't get a shot, but it's like I don't even want to do that shit. But it's like why'd you cut out the funny part? I thought that was the funniest part. You fucking idiots over there said. See, he didn't really hit me. Except, I remember it was like, it was something I made. I thought it was with the right hand. Maybe it looks like it was with the left hand. And, it's like I fell to the floor, and that I understand people want to say that people will lie. That was me right there. Because I was sitting and I was away from it. I was sitting alone. And, we have a kitchen table and high chairs. It's not a kitchen table, it's like a kitchen, it's a stand. And I was sitting there, and it's like, I just, I sat by myself. Like they brought me in, they told me just sit down, the quiet, don't come over there, just sit over there. I kind of want to go, but I was like very vehement about doing it, just watching it. And then Andy over there, which I saw somebody else did that to me. It's like, and I was like, I didn't even know he was gonna do that. If I saw Andy Dick right now, he'd probably want to, take my pants down, give me a blowjob or some shit. I mean, he's a fucking pervert degenerate. Fucking, Andy over there, if you ever watch, the Joe Rogan podcast, he had him on. He brought him back a couple. It was the year prior, but Joe Rogan said he always had a problem with him because like Andy would knock on a trailer and like show his dick. He just exposed himself. Like that's sexual assault, dude. That's sexual harassment at least. And I mean, the guy's a fucking creeper, man. And he's pretty much a degenerate. You're gonna go fucking touching people when they fucking they don't expect you. It's like, Andy had to, Louisiana get his ass beat on the street. And then he just, someone got knocked out, he passed out. It was all over fucking YouTube. And he showed up with a bruised face, this and the other thing, just, things gonna change or some retard shit. A year or 2 years ago, like, trying to, like, sexually assault somebody at a fucking park. I don't know, it was midday or something like that, dude. Like, you're a fucking degenerate, a creeper, bro. Like, normal people that, don't want to like rape or sexually assault people, don't do that just because they're fucking drunk, And then this is a small thing what this happened, But that's physical assault, bro. And I didn't have a fair shot with you, bro. I didn't have a fair shot. I mean, this video was already made, but one of the reasons on Block TV in 2011, I told people I might be a sociopath because years ago, like when I was in 7th grade or something like that, 7th grade I believe, 6th or 7th grade. So it must have been 92, 93. Well, it was more than years ago. It was back then. It was like 20 something years ago. But I started doing this thing what these guys did to me. Where it's like they mess with my perception. It's like I don't see where I'm at. I think I'm home or somewhere else for your own personal benefit. And how I would do it. It's like I don't know how I figured it out. But people did that to me years ago. This is one of the reasons why, I thought I sold my soul. Even then, when that happened, I thought I sold my soul in like, freaking 1984, 1985 in Poland. Because, the people switched that to me, and it's like, they made me cut, this woman made me cut my hand, and she was like, a fortune teller, supposedly. She was a witch to some degree. She lived not too far from my grandmother's house. And when I was walking, it was like, I just saw my analytic guy just recorded her. I called her in Poland, but I kind of knew it was her because she was walking like on the right side of me. And she would never do that. And I was walking, it was back then it was a dirt road, but it's like I felt like those bushes tingling my legs. So I think I knew it was a switch. It was something weird. Because these people were talking about that. This kid, I don't know if he reminds me of this kid Arthur. He reminds me of this kid Arthur. He was the one, he showed up and he was telling me, I will make you do some things you wouldn't even know you're doing. And long story short, for years I was like, and I didn't, it wasn't my idea. But it was just this guy, who like, he like, I threatened his sister because she was calling me stupid and moron. And the babysitter, like, they were giving us alcohol. I just didn't want to be a part of that. And like, he took his vengeance upon me. He was trying to make me sell my soul. And the main problem is, I believe, it wasn't entirely in that. I insulted him. And he said, you owe me a fucking apology. I never apologized to him. Even a couple years ago, in 2021, the winter, he mentally fucking called me, you owe me an apology. I'm like, go fuck. And I didn't say go fuck yourself. I was like, for what? What am I going to apologize for? But anyway, since that time, I remember, it was like, days before that walk, like they were telling me, and I don't know if it was my relatives, it must have been some other people, because the way they were acting, it didn't seem like, my mom's brothers and sisters. The things we were talking about, it was just like fucking, they were just making these fucking jokes. They were just like, clowning around. I was like, what the fuck is happening? You know? And they told me, it's like, we're going to teach you how to write your name. Because I was in like kindergarten, pre-K back then. They didn't teach us how to read and write yet. I didn't know it how. So we're going to teach you how to write your own name. And they come here, they wanted me to write my name in blood or some shit. But it's like, I don't know if it happens, like, it just so happened, it had this flashback memory. As soon as that happened, it's like my so-called clone brother time traveled to that fucking time in Rowan, New Jersey. And he heard some things too. But after all these fucking years, people mess with me. I told people I thought I was a social because I did that. I used to do that in 7th grade. And I did it to this kid, Mario Tello, who, Joe Budden over there is cozy with. He knows that guy. I saw their Twitter and stuff. And Lisa Limpanelli. Was she on the panel there too? Is that the transvestite there or somebody else? Lisa knows Mario because he said some joke. I know my brother. Actually, I think Mario said it because, he had a sense of humor. And then, like, and one of the roles when Greg Giraldo was alive, I think, she repeated the same thing word for word that Mario said to me and shit. But, it's just, there's too much information. It's a whole mess. But, when I knew Mario Tello, I used to do that. And one of the things I did, I called it a switch. I don't know what I called it then. And, like, I wanted to be in their house without them knowing me. And, I think his mom or they saw me, and I was like, you got lucky. Udało ci się. They say that in Polish when, when you see them, when they really are, who especially me, when you see me, I have to tell you that. It's like a rule or something like that. Or if you don't say that, you can't do that again to them. And it was just, freakiest time. I was messing around with it. It's like, I never read books on it. I never had anybody to talk to, But it's like, oh no, I wasn't doing that just to mess people with their minds, ridicule them, or, or like to do something like that. Like, I wasn't thieving somebody. I wasn't doing something like that. Eventually, I just stopped doing it. It just became very, very odd and freaky. I didn't like it. It's also like a sensory thing. I think when you do it, you see the person, but they don't know you, and you could actually sense what they see as well. It's very disturbing in a way, but some people liked it. They get into it. Those people probably fucking liked it. I actually, well, I never liked it, and I was never a sociopath. I never sold my soul. Even the things I said, I was misled by a lot of people, and people pushing me out, especially these fucking people doing that to me.